ever tried to force something to work before actually understanding how it functions first? Like when you have those childproof pill bottles, or maybe you're trying to put a USB or HDMI cord or something in the wrong way, or maybe something simple like a pen. You think it's a click pen, only to find out that maybe it's a no, it's also not a twist pen. It actually works from this little doohickey on the side. What's up, good people? My name is Stacy, and there might not be a whole lot at stake when you're trying to force a pen to work a certain way, but things can definitely get out of hand when it comes to other more serious things. I was recently checking on my gear because I've been trying to set up to record videos and everything, and I was, making sure everything functioned properly. And one of my 3 tripods, I know, why do I need 3 tripods? That's another story, another video. But I'm trying to figure out if it works. So I rolled it all the way to the top, and before I knew it, the whole mechanism just popped right out the top of the tripod. And it was at that moment that I realized, oh yeah, this is the broken one. And you can't roll it all the way to the top, otherwise you're screwed. So I sat there and I tried to put it back together, and at some point it just became a challenge. Like, I won't be defeated by this tripod. I will put it back together. I have a degree. I don't know. But in either case, I kept lining things up and pushing it back into the hole, and I would bang on it or slam it on the floor. I mean, who can really remember what happened exactly? But basically just try to get it back the way that it was, because although it was broke, it still functioned quite well for what, my average use case would be. And I started to feel like it was going to be completely trashed because I wanted to shove it in, but I was afraid I might break it. So I took a beat, and I figured there had to be something that I was missing. And lo and behold, there was this notched little ring on the inside that needed to be lined up with the metal post. And so once I realized that, I was like, oh, I got it now. Sweet. So I lined everything up properly this time because now I understand how it worked. And I gave it a nice big shove, and it still didn't go in. And I thought, okay, what in the world? Fast forward, basically I just had to apply the right amount of pressure. But had I applied that amount of pressure when things weren't lined up properly, again, I probably would have broken it. But now I have a fully functioning tripod again. What was interesting is I actually had a small spiritual revelation, believe it or not. And I started to think that sometimes we might end up pressuring God for things that we think are lined up properly, but really aren't. And so we need to know him better to understand exactly how it works. And then I thought about when I had my first opportunity to become a team leader, how within that first week I was just kind of having one-on-ones with the team and trying to understand everything. And one of the engineers actually came to me and said, I sort of expected that you would be doing more by now. And what I had to tell him was that it felt actually somewhat dangerous to just come into a brand new team, a brand new situation, and just start making changes. I needed to figure out what we were responsible for. I needed to understand, at least on some level, the strengths and weaknesses of the team members. And once I was able to do that, we were actually able to be quite successful, because one of the reasons I went to the team is that, they were struggling in some ways to start with. So I couldn't just come in and make an outside assumption about what was going on without actually taking a look, listening, paying attention, and then making, an educated response to what I saw. I realized I had the same concern as when I was pounding this tripod into the floor, that, I might actually make the team worse than it already was. So ultimately, here's what I learned. Whether it's a pen that won't click, a tripod that won't work on its track, or a team that's not performing the way that you want it to, don't assume you know how it works. Take a beat. Understand the system first. then apply the right pressure at the right place when it's needed. So if you're interested in more information like that, I do have a guide I'm working on for my look and listen approach, as well as some content I'm working on over on Substack. So you can come and check that out and subscribe to that if you're interested. But if not, and you just like the videos I'm doing here on YouTube, click like, click subscribe, share with somebody, and drop me some comments. Have you ever had anything like this happen to you? Has there been things that just needed a little bit of pressure at the right time in the right places to have a successful outcome? Or are you like me and, maybe you've broken a few pins, because this one still doesn't work quite right. I don't know what I did to it. But anyway, don't forget my name is Stacy, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Cue the music.
My name is Stacy. 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 My name is Stacy.